Hello, and welcome to the 8th episode of CCR Liberty in Detail. In our last episode, we were having a look at the Liberty's frame and everything that's around it. And in this episode, we're going to be having a look at all the accessories that you can get for your Liberty unit. So let's dive into it. The Liberty units come with a wide variety of accessories you can choose from. You can, for example, select them in our configurator at the end of configuring your unit's configuration. You can either select them individually or you can get them in sets. The sets work out to be more affordable and they're often the more popular choice to go for. The sets vary based on if you've configured a back-mounted unit or a side-mounted unit, and we've compiled the sets together based on what you may need the most. So you can, for example, go for a gadget set, you can go for a maintenance set, or you can, for example, go for a protection set. So now we're going to have a quick look at the individual parts that you can find in those sets. As you know, your oxygen sensors are the weakest and the most sensitive part of any rebreather. We recommend changing your oxygen cells every 12 months. And also a good thing is to not having all your oxygen sensors from the same manufacturing date. This helps you to avoid having a few sensors from, for example, a bad batch, and this way you avoid this issue. Even if you follow this rule, you can still experience that sometimes you get an oxygen sensor that would stop measuring accurately before the 12-month period. If you start having a suspicion that one or more of your cells are starting to stop measuring accurately, you can actually go and test them by using an oxygen cell tester that you can get for your Liberty unit. The sensor tester will actually measure the voltage on your oxygen cells from pressures between 1 to 3.5 bar. And at the end, you will get a chart where you will see the linearity of all your oxygen cells. If some of the cells, the bad ones, start to deviate, you're very easily able to see which one of your cells are bad and which need to be excluded prior to your dive. This is a great thing to have, having the opportunity to test your cells anytime you start having a suspicion that you may have a bad cell, because this gives you the option to test your cells prior to you getting into the water and keeps you on the safe side. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you quickly turn your Liberty head into oxygen cell tester. So what I did here is I have removed the screws of our head-up display and a body display and one of the handsets. You can actually keep both the handsets on, and I'm gonna show you how you do that. Okay, so I will disconnect those. One handset off. Our head-up display. Okay, our body display. Okay, and now we're gonna put the bottom part in. Okay, our overpressure valve, our top lid, our valve, and now we're gonna just screw this together, and this will make it pressure tight. Okay, so we've turned our head into a pressure chamber, electronically controlled pressure chamber. And what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna turn the Liberty head on. So it's gonna hold the two buttons. I'm gonna remove one of the safety plugs from my oxygen hose that runs from I'm going to be using my oxygen from my oxygen cylinder from my unit. Gonna connect it to my oxygen inlet on the head here. Okay, make sure that valve's closed. And now we're all hooked up and we are ready to start with our testing. So our oxygen hose is connected. I'll open my oxygen cylinder. Let's open 2. And in our menu, we're gonna go into applications list, and down the bottom of it, there is oxygen cell test. Okay, we're gonna open that one up, press key for start. And now we're gonna go through the process of testing all the cells. We're gonna speed this process up for the video. If you would like to see the entire process, we have put link into the description of this video where you can see the entire process of this. And at the end, I'm going to show you the result of the test of my 4 cells that are inside of this head. So now we can see our test results. We're getting on each oxygen sensor. And at the end, we can see a chart of the linearity of the performance of each one of our sensors here. So here we can see that all the sensors performed really well. So I'm happy to go and dive with all those sensors. So this process hasn't taken more than about 5 minutes. So as you can see, it's very easy to get this done. All you need is just the oxygen cell tester. Speaking of your oxygen sensors and your helium sensors as well are quite sensitive to moisture. And as there is a moisture buildup inside of your head during your dive, after your dive, you would like to keep looking after your sensors. So the best way is to dry them out as quick as you can. Divesoft has always been very close to our instructors and to our customers. And we're always open to any suggestions, and sometimes people have a very great suggestions that get implemented and get actually seen in our units. So thanks to Travis Kirsting, who had a great suggestion of implementing a fan and using it to dry our cells and sensors, we have made this fan which you can actually very easily use to dry all your sensors out. So you can use either a USB charger or you can use your power bank if you're out in a field. All you basically have to do is just you place your fan on in the central section of the head where all the inlets into your oxygen sensors are, including your helium sensors, and you just simply plug it in and the fan will nicely dry all your sensors out. You get a gentle flow of filtrated air, so you don't get any debris or any mess inside of the sensors, and you will nicely and gently dry them all out to keep them last as long as they can last. The next thing we're going to be talking about is a head protector or a cave cover. You can use this one in overhead environments to protect your connectors and the top of your head. You can see we've got 2 cut-ins for your body display. There is 2 of them because you can actually switch these over depending on which side you would like to have your body display on. You just basically nicely, easily place it over the top, screw those down, and it protects your connectors and the top of your head. It's made out of a Polish metal plate, and this helps it to reflect the light of the body display as well. So for example, if you are swimming in the wreck or in a cave in the row, your body can actually easily see your body display reflecting off the bottom of the cave cover as well. So the next thing that we're going to have a look at now is a couple of the covers that we have. The first cover that I would like to show you is a travel head cover. This travel head cover helps you to protect the internals of your Liberty head. As we have our sealing central O-ring around the rim of the head, this nicely seals around the head and keeps it airtight and protects all the internals that are within the head. If you would like to protect all the elements of the head but still allow some air to get inside and to help to dry all your sensors out, you can push the center section of the lid out. So just simply push it out like that, place your cover back on, and now just the center part is exposed for the air circulation to go through. So the next cover we have that you can get is the one that we were looking at in our episode number 6 about scrubbers. It's a scrubber cover. This one keeps the scrubber cartridge airtight as well. It has a O-ring around the rim of it, and you can use it to seal off your scrubber cartridge to prolong the life of your solder line. Okay, now moving back to our Liberty head, we've got a couple of ways of protecting your handsets and your handset cables. You can use a neoprene pouch for your handsets. So it's just a simple neoprene pouch. You can store your handsets in them to protect them from any mechanical damage while you're not using the unit. If you would like your handsets to be protected at all times, I would recommend getting a silicone covers for the handsets. I use them and they are perfect and protect your handsets from any mechanical damage. The next thing that you can get to protect your handsets or the handset cables now is to get a protective sleeve for your handsets. It's held by Velcro, so they're very easy to be attached to your handset cables. And again, same thing, they help you to protect the handset cables. It's very handy in case sometimes you may sit your unit on a handset cable, or somebody can accidentally put something on the cables, or anything can happen to them. So this helps you to protect them from any mechanical damage. Speaking of covers, you can also get covers for your loop hoses. Again, those help you to prevent any damage to your loop hoses. All those covers you can get as a part of a protection kit, which you can find in our configurator. While we're at our loop, you can use a loop hose weights. They come in a pair. Each one weighs about 235 grams, and they can help you in case that you got a little bit of a floaty loop. They can help you to weigh the loop down. While we're at our loop, you can get an adapter for your head-up display as well if you find your head-up display to be sitting a little bit lower than you would like to. The way our head-up display is attached is that it's slid in this rail. You can actually position it along the side of the rail. But if you find this to be a bit too low for yourself and you would prefer having it sitting a little bit higher, you can get this adapter which rises your head-up display by about 17 millimeters. So it works exactly the same way as if you were sliding your head-up display on. You just slide the head-up display onto the adapter, slide the adapter into the rail, and now you got it sitting about 17 millimeters higher. The next thing that you can select for your Liberty unit is extra D-rings. For long stands, you can go for a hanging D-ring. That one will extend your D-ring to the side and makes it easier to find. You can actually select a position into which you would like to have your D-ring based on your preference. Or you can go for a backplate D-ring, which you can place along the side of your backplate. You can use this one for attachment of argon bottle or for any other things that you would like to attach along the side of your backplate. Speaking of attaching argon bottles, There's quite a few different ways and approaches of how you can attach an argon bottle to a CCR unit. In Liberty case, there's quite a few options that you can choose from. Some people choose to place their argon bottle in between the stand, depending on what stand you're using, or placing it along the side, or putting it at the back. I'm going to show you two of the options that you can choose from. There's a few more, but yeah, it's up to you to choose which one would be the best for you. I'm going to demonstrate it on my brand new argon bottle that I just got, and show you them two types. So the first one comes with a bungee cord, which helps to hold the valve of your argon bottle, and a simple strap, which you can see in our back plate. We actually have cut-ins here where you can just simply feed the loop through. I'm gonna feed it through here as well. Okay, and it's secured in place and it's not going anywhere. Then you just slide your argon bottle through, secure it with a bungee on the bottom, and you're good to go. The second option, which I will show you, is this one. So the second option that you can go through is attaching the cylinder here. You can actually see a cut-in the bottom of our scrubber canister. So we feed our strap through the cut-in here. Okay. Feed it through there. Put the argon bottle through. We've got a Velcro strap. And now we have our argon bottle attached. So that's a second option that you can go for. As I mentioned earlier, there's quite a few other options that you can go for, and various types of straps that you can get to get your argon bottle attached to your unit. If you have any further questions about this, just let us know, and we will help you to advise you which one would be the best for you, depending on what type of argon bottle you're using. The next thing that you may find useful is an item that will quite help you with drying out your counterlungs. It's a counterlung hanger. So the way this works is you disconnect your counterlungs, you clean them out, and then you hook both ends. Same thing on this end. Clip them on. And now you can hook them over a clothesline, or you can just hook them over anything. And now they nicely hold together, and you can leave them out to dry out. And two last things that I would like to talk to you about are actually things that you already get with your Liberty. So you don't have to get those extra, but I thought that might be good to mention for you to know what you're actually getting with your unit. One of them is a blind plug. This blind plug you can use if you decide to run your unit just with one handset. If you've seen our episode number 3, you could have seen that the unit can be controlled and operated just with one handset. You may use this option if you decide to run the unit as a bailout rebreather, or for any other reason when you would like to use it just with one handset. You just disconnect your handset and use this blind plug to cover your sensors to keep them nice and nicely protected. The second item that I wanted to talk to you about that you may not even know about because it's not always seen, but every Liberty unit actually has a carry handle. It's very sturdy and very durable handle, but it's also very light, and it's attached to the top of your back plate. So you can use it to carry your unit around, or show a person on the boat who's helping you with your unit to get yourself on a seat. So every unit comes with a carry handle. Okay, so that's it for today's episode. I hope it's helped you to decide what sort of accessories you would like to get for your unit. And in our next episode, we're going to be talking about the user interface of the unit. So we're going to be having a look into the menu. I'm going to show you what dive modes you have, what the screens look like, and how to actually operate the unit. And if you would like to find more information, please visit our webpage at divesoft.com, where you can find our configurator, where you can configure the unit based on your desired configuration. And if you would like to get any further information, please email us at info@divesoft.com. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.